Kung Ei Fat Choi, everybody. A very happy Chinese New Year to all of you from us here in Hong Kong. And we're marking the occasion with a big 11-race card, chock full of quality at Sha Tin on Sunday afternoon. Here's what we've got coming up for you on Hong Kong Direct this week. And Ruan Maia is the new jockey in town. He'll be starting his stint in March, but we'll be chatting to him from quarantine this afternoon on the show. Golden 60 was amongst a host of stars of the trials on Tuesday. We'll bring you the latest on him and the other horses heading towards the major races in Hong Kong. And the Chinese New Year Cup is the traditional feature on Sunday. Paul Lally and myself will be hoping to find you the winner of that race. Paul, welcome along to the show. Before we get to Sunday and also our big races the week after, just looking back at Wednesday night, Casper found a couple of winners for him. They were important, weren't they? They
are, because the thing is, John Size has got some really good firepower. We know he starts off slowly, but he's got these rating 52 horses that come out. I'm thinking of horses like Sight Success, who's already won a couple. Courier Wonders come out in one fantastic way as well. And he's got lots of them sort of in store as well. So any wins Casper gets now is going to be a bonus.
And we're over the halfway mark of the season. Joe Moreira, the Magic Man, rode a 3-timer on Wednesday night. So that takes his lead ahead of Zach Purton to 30 wins. Is it all going to be a bit too hard now for the reigning champion jockey in Purton?
We can never write Zach off. He's a real competitor, Zach, but it's a decent margin. You'd rather be in Joe's shoes than Zach's at the moment. One thing in Zach's favour, though, I mean, Joe's had a couple of suspensions. He's got 4 meetings off now. So Zach will have the opportunity to try and peg it back a little bit, but looks a big ask, but you never write off Zach, I can tell you that.
Well, as of next month, Joe Moreira will be facing a familiar rival in the Jockeys Room. The latest acquisition to the Jockeys ranks here in Hong Kong will be Ruan Maia. Ruan is already in Hong Kong, but is completing his quarantine at the moment and joins us now via Skype. Ruan, thank you so much for taking the time to join us on the show today.
Thanks so much for Edward to invite me for this interview. I'm happy to be here in Hong Kong. I just wait for the quarantine finish for me start to work, start to ride, you know.
What are you doing with yourself at the moment while you are in quarantine?
Woke up, breakfast. I had luck because the club put one treadmill for me, so I can run every day. So I keep my form a little bit.
That's important because obviously you're a lightweight jockey. Let's look back at your career, Ruan. A few years ago you moved from Brazil to Macau. Why did you decide to come to this part of the world?
Because I saw many Brazilian jockeys ride outside. Sam Moreira, another few jockeys. So one dream for our jockey in Brazil, move out. So I had the opportunity in November 2016, and I moved to Macau. I stayed there 3 years. I mean, I was very happy there, you know. I did a good job in Macau. After that, I had the opportunity to move to Singapore, and I stayed 1 year there. I did a good job, so opened the door for me coming to Hong Kong this time, you know.
Let's just talk a bit about that. So, a good job in Macau, 2 championships over there, and then last season in Singapore, your only full season there, you came so close in the championship behind Vlad Jurek, who's a star jockey in Singapore. You must have been really pleased with the amount of success that you had at Kranji last year.
Yeah, yes, I was very happy in Singapore. I did a good job there. I lost the premiership only for 3 winners, but I was very happy because my first season, always when you start a new place, is not easy, you know. But I was happy. I did a good job. I got many winners, Group 1 winners. So I'm very happy to have this opportunity now for coming to Hong Kong, you know. Because before, when I live in Macau, I visited Moreiras many times, watched Hong Kong races. So it's amazing for me.
Has Moreira, what he's been able to do in Singapore and now in Hong Kong, you obviously rode against him in Brazil too, but what Joe's done, has that inspired you?
Yeah, yes, I'm very happy. He say for me, it's a good opportunity, you know, and he happy for me also to enjoy him here.
We're actually talking to you at a time where you're still the leading jockey in Singapore, even though you left there last week and missed out on a few meetings recently there as well too, due to suspension. Was it a difficult decision for you, Ruan, to come to Hong Kong, given how much success you've been having in Singapore?
Yes, for me it's no difficult decision, Edward, because always I look forward. I look for improving myself. And I had this opportunity to move to Hong Kong, and I just say okay because I know it's very good opportunity for our jockey. So I started very good in Singapore this new season. I leave Singapore leading jockey, but riding Hong Kong is one dream for me. So I just say okay, and I come straight.
It's fantastic that you're getting that opportunity to live that dream. We're excited to have you here. You start in March riding here on race day and race night in Hong Kong. What are your expectations about riding against some of the jockeys here in Hong Kong, Ruan?
I expect very nice, It's happy because you see many good jockeys, very competitive race, I have also Wagner Borges 1 year already in Hong Kong, so this is very nice for enjoy Moreira in the bars and the our jockeys Hong Kong race. So I'm very happy. I will try my best for do good job, and we see how happy,
And racing, just a final question for you, Ruan. Racing in Asia is different to other jurisdictions around the world. So you've had experience in Macau, in Singapore. You've actually ridden at Sha Tin before on the interport meetings. All of those experiences for you, do you think they will help you coming to Hong Kong?
Yes, this helped me a lot because when I start to Hong Kong, I need to get more experience, So my 3 years in Macau giving me more experience. When I moved to Singapore, I can improve more my skill, myself. So I think the 2 times I rode in Hong Kong also, I see how the race. And I believe I improve a lot after my 3 years in Macau. When I moved to Hong Kong, give me more experience. So now I'm ready to try my new job in Hong Kong.
Well, we're looking forward to seeing you out on the track at the start of March, Ruan. Thanks so much for taking the time to talk to us, and we look forward to talking to you soon at the track work and at the barrier trials when you're out of quarantine. All the very best.
Thanks so much, Aaron. I'm appreciate to give this interview, and hopefully I can do a good job in Hong Kong also, and just wait for my quarantine finish. Thanks so much.
Thanks to Ruan Maia there. I'm rejoined in the studio by Paul Lally. Paul, on your numerous trips to the races in Macau, you've seen Ruan in action. What are your thoughts on him joining us here in Hong Kong?
I think he's a very good jockey, and as you touched on in that interview, he's got the advantage that he's been here in Asia since 2016. He's ridden those two years in Macau, rode really well over there, and I know he was highly thought of there, and he's gone to Singapore and applied his trade there. So, look, I've got no reason to suggest he's not going to be very successful here. We've seen the Brazilian jockeys do well, and he's got advantage over Wagner Borges because he's had that extra experience as well.
Let's just have a look at those stats from his time in Singapore as well too. So he's based full-time there from the beginning of the 2020 season. Their seasons are in calendar years. 70 wins to 62 for last season, 8 already this season. He's currently the leading jockey in Singapore. And interesting to note, Paul, he had a really high strike rate on the poly track in Singapore. So it will be interesting to see if he's particularly successful on the all-weather track that we've got at Sha Tin.
Well, it can't hurt, can it? He obviously can ride that track pretty well over there. So obviously it depends on the horses that he gets on. That's going to be the key. But look, he's obviously going to be popular. I think he's a lightweight jockey, and he's been in Asia. He's probably got those contacts with those Macau connections here. He's been to Sha Tin before, obviously, with those interport races. So there's a couple of things in his favour coming here.
On a more broad note then, Paul, having an extra lightweight jockey in the jockeys room as of early March, how would that change the dynamics of things for the riders here in Hong Kong?
Well, it gives the trainers another option, doesn't it? They've got these another lightweight. Sometimes they're sort of scrambling around for a lightweight jockey. So it just gives them another option there. And it puts a little bit of pressure probably on the lighter weighted jockeys like Wagner Borges, Karras, etc. And Matthew Chadwick, they can ride at 113. The competition's going to be more around them rather than the sort of the heavyweight jockeys like Zach and Neil Callan and Joe to a degree as well.
Yes, the consistent arrival of top-class jockeys from all around the world is one of the reasons why Hong Kong is known as being one of the most competitive jurisdictions in the world. We've got plenty coming up in part 2 of Hong Kong Direct. We'll be looking at what the stars of Hong Kong racing have been up to lately, and we'll also look at the pick of Sunday's action. Time for a break. Plenty more, though, after this. Welcome back to this edition of Hong Kong Direct. February 21 marks an important date in the Hong Kong racing calendar with 2 Group 1 contests, the Queen Silver Jubilee Cup, the City Hong Kong Gold Cup, plus the next leg of the Hong Kong Classic Series for the 4-year-olds, the Hong Kong Classic Cup.
This year, our best 4-year-old talents stepped up to take their place on the road to the Derby. With Excellent Proposal emerging victorious in the 1600-metre Classic Mile, a race that marks the start of what can become a golden path to glory. In Stage 2, the race steps up to an 1800-metre challenge. Can our first round winner, Excellent Proposal, continue along the golden path to Derby glory? Or can a new rising contender steal the show? Don't miss the action as we find out who can follow Hong Kong's best Golden 60 on the golden path to glory. The Hong Kong Classic Cup, February 21st, Sha Tin.
And a number of 4-year-old series aspirants were out on the track on Tuesday at the barrier trials, where we also got to witness some of the best that Hong Kong racing has to offer, the likes of Golden 60 and Waikuku, with some of the horses that strutted their stuff at the trials on Tuesday, and they form a key component of this week's trial file.
Off, away and trialling to a perfect line out of the gates. One of the first to break the line was Buddies with Red Desert and Kaying Star down on the inside, more than this, a length and a half away fourth, followed by Waikuku, and then came Champions Way, Golden 60, and Excellent Proposal last on the outside. 300 metres left to go. Kaying Star, Red Desert and Buddies. 3 clear on Champions Way, more than this, Waikuku. 4 away, Golden 60. 3.5 back to the last of them, Excellent Proposal, but they're inside the 100 metres, and Kaying Star being kept up to the mark here by Purton, wins by half a length on Red Desert. Third over Champions Way, just in front of more than this, Buddies, Waikuku, Golden 60 not pressured in the straight at all, and Excellent Proposal at the rear.
I felt really good, happy with him.
Was it a plan for him just to have an easy trial this morning out the back like he did?
Yeah, just, let him stretch out with a faster pace and keep him happy.
Blake, you've just ridden Excellent Proposal at the trials this morning. Just take us through that trial with him.
Look, he jumped well. There's plenty of speed in the trial. We just let him drift back and work to the line, nicely under his own steam. And yeah, it was just a nice trial to top him off for the Classic Cup. It's a very strong heat here this morning, so we don't want to be breaking any records today, but the horse did his job and it felt good, and that's all we can ask.
Good enough trial for me. No doubt he needed that. It's been quite some time since his last run, and I would describe it as a normal trial, nothing outstanding, but I wouldn't describe it as a bad trial. As you know, he doesn't really trial outstanding, and every time he does that, he goes to the race and perform at his best. He's in good shape, in good form. He has had 2 runs at this season already, so now he should be hawk fit. and I'm expecting nothing else but him performing very well, and who knows, he might be the winner.
250 left to go. Zarson leading over Lucky Patch. Maximus over on the inside, followed by Willpower. Healthy Happy held together over on the outside, but down they come inside the final 100 metres. And it's Zarson here from Lucky Patch. Zarson goes on to score by a neck from Lucky Patch. 2.5 away Maximus, who trialled nicely, as too did Willpower. And Healthy Happy never pushed out at all. 6 or so away back to enrichment, and the last of them was Simply Brilliant. The leader's shaking them off here. Magic Legend inside the 400 metres has opened up a gap of maybe 5 or 6 lengths on Celestial Power. Talenti came next, followed in turn by Lucky Express, Tempest Express, Sycamoro, Panfield making good inroads down the outside, and behind them Earnest Feeling, but it's a one-act affair here, and it is Magic Legend to bolt up by probably 6 lengths on Celestial Power, Talenti, Panfield, and they were followed there by Lucky Express and packing Waltham out wider.
Let's digest then what happened at the trials on Tuesday morning, Paul, and the implication those trials may have heading towards those major races on a Sunday week. Golden 60 looked like he just did what he had to do. Are you intrigued about him stepping up to 2,000 metres for the Gold Cup?
Well, he's done it before, hasn't he? He won the Derby, so against his own age group. So yeah, 2,000 metres. I think it's probably the right time now. He's had plenty of runs this season. He's doing everything before him so far, so I can't see no reason why they wouldn't step him up to the 2,000. Very quiet trial, wasn't it? He really couldn't tell much from that. That's what he normally does with a lot of those horses in there, but a nice enough trial.
We saw Waikuku trial. He'll head towards the Queen Silver Jubilee Cup over 1,400 metres, as will Ka-Ying Star. I like the trial from Ka-Ying Star, and he was only beaten a half length in last year's Queen Silver Jubilee Cup by Beauty Generation.
Yeah, and that's right. But look, I think with Waikuku, this is his third up, so there's more upside with Waikuku than a lot of the other horses. A lot of the other horses we've seen a lot of the times this season. Waikuku, we've only seen him sparingly, only the twice. So I think the upside's probably going to come from Waikuku.
And from a 4-year-old series point of view, then I like the way the Lucky Patch trial thought he got to the line quite nicely. He performed well in the Classic Mile. How do you think he'll handle the step up to 1,800 metres, though, for the Classic Cup? He's
by El Rocker. Now, El Rocker was a sort of a miler. He stretched out to 2,000 metres. So on breeding, it shouldn't be too much of a problem for Lucky Patch. And he did go really nicely in the first leg there, running a nice fourth. I like the trial of Panfield too. In that last trial we saw, I think he's taking a slightly different path towards the Derby, but I thought it was a good run from him. We might see him racing on the same day on the 21st.
And just where do you see the 4-year-old series picture at this point in time then, Paul?
Well, I think it's a very open 4-year-old series. Tourbillon Diamond, I thought, looked really good. He was a bit unlucky in the last time. Excellent Proposal. He's vulnerable, isn't he, when he had that first up sort of problem. Then he came back and did win nicely enough. So I think it's very open. And this 1,800 metre event does throw up some surprises. I'll go back a few years. King Dancer, what can we say for John Size? Won well over at 100 to 1. Classic Tycoon as well. So he was at 90 odd. So Mission Tycoon, I should say. So there's plenty of upsets in this particular contest.
Yes, very much looking forward to all 3 races coming up on the 21st of February. But this Sunday we've got the Chinese New Year Cup as our feature event. Fat Turtle's been racing really well in Group 1 company lately. King Shield's better known for his performances on the all-weather track. Fast Most Furious is back from a break. California Rad's in terrific form as we go over to the second half of the field. Starshine super consistent, just hasn't been able to crack it for a win recently. Congratulations, an interesting horse. We'll speak more about him soon. Amazing Chocolate's pulled another wide draw. And Beauty Smile won well last time out. So let's discuss some of the key contenders here. Paul, California Rad, I know you're a fan of this horse. He's in good form. He's had a couple of nice trials recently. Is he one of the main hopes here?
Yeah, I think he'll win, actually. He's drawn barrier number 1. It's a handicap. He comes in really nice at the handicap of 122 pounds. Now, he has only had the one start over the 1,400, but he's by Fastnet Rock. They did trial him over 1,700 at Happy Valley, and he did win that trial nicely enough. So I don't think the 1,400 will hold any fares for him at this stage of his campaign. He's a very consistent horse. He's rated 98 now, but I think he's still got a lot of rating points in hand. I've always marked him down as a triple-figure horse.
OK, congratulations, raced as Monarch of Egypt when he was in Ireland. He's got good form as a Group 1 place getter in Ireland as well, too, behind Siskin. He was also placed at Royal Ascot last year. From the track work and those sort of things, the trials, Paul, what do you make of him?
Well, He's leaving it a bit late, isn't he, for the Derby? You know, we're into February already. We haven't seen him out on the track here in Hong Kong. So you'd want to see something from him if they want to seriously have a crack at the Derby this season. I think any horse has sort of started in Hong Kong in February and actually gone on and won the Derby. I think Collection's probably the closest. But look, his work's been okay leading into it, but look, it just looks a little bit rushed to me, to be honest.
OK, looks a competitive race to look forward to then. Fat Turtle's been racing well, but he's got the big weight to carry. Amazing Chocolate run really well 2 starts ago. And Beauty Smile, I liked his last start win, but who's the winner for you, Paul?
California Rad. I think he'll win this race. I think he'll come up pretty short, but I think he'll win. Barrier number 1 looks ideal. He can just sit him behind. Beauty Smile, don't mind him at the weights. He comes in at 113, so that would be my main 2 here. California Rad to beat Beauty Smile. Amazing Chocolate, 1400's obviously his main distance. Be interesting to see what tactics they do with him because he has drawn the outside.
OK, so Tony Cruz to take out the Chinese New Year Cup then. The feature of an 11-race card. We've also got a strong Class 2 sprint to look forward to on the undercard. Then the action from Sunday moves on to Wednesday night at Happy Valley. Trackside coverage commences at 6:15. And then the following Sunday is the biggest Sunday for the month with a Group 1 doubleheader plus the Hong Kong Classic Cup. But that's all we've got time for on this edition of Hong Kong Direct. Paul, thanks for joining us this week and all the best to you and all the Lallies for the Year of the Ox.
Yeah, looking forward to the Year of the Ox. Should be a good year this year.
Let's hope it's a profitable one as well too. We're going to leave you then by looking back at a memorable Hong Kong Classic Cup. We're going back 10 years ago to Ambitious Dragon. This is his first major win in his career, a career that then ended up becoming one of the best that Hong Kong racing has seen. We hope that you enjoy all of the racing from Hong Kong on Sunday. We'll see you there trackside from Sha Tin.
Markup rolls along by a length to Handsome Zulu. Turf Express on the back of the leader now 3rd. Pure Champion punching the breeze 3 wide. Lucky 9 between them. Then Free Judgment from Treasureland. Starting a run, Ambitious Dragon slowly going around the field. Outdoor Pegasus getting onto his back. Let Me Handle It's been shuffled back to second last and Victor Delight's at the rear. Rounding the corner, Markup in front of Handsome Zulu. And Preble is cuddling Lucky 9 as he goes after the leaders quickly. They beat off Turf Express, then Outdoor Pegasus, an extension coming down the outside. I don't think there's any gas left in the tank. Ambitious Dragon got his head in front from Lucky 9. He's trying to come back. Ambitious Dragon from Lucky 9. He won't go away, but he won't pick up Ambitious Dragon either. And Guion punches him home. Oh, Hong Kong's most improved 4-year-old Ambitious Dragon draws clear to beat Lucky 9.